Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me this morning from Independent Living is Danielle, one of many of the great staff from Independent Living. And today we're talking about uh, fall prevention when it comes to the winter time. Danielle, thank you for coming back. Glad to
You're
have you
welcome.
for another year.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. How's everybody doing over at
Very
Independent
well,
Living?
thank you.
Oh, okay, well, wonderful. They're doing wonderful. First and foremost, for those who don't know what independent living is,
Okay,
could you share a little bit
sure.
about that?
So, Independent Living is a local nonprofit that has been serving Dane County since 1973, and we provide a variety of in home services, including home modifications, as well as have some senior communities in the area as well.
Fantastic. Turning our attention to falls, it is the winter time. As amid the normal winter this year, but it's winter and falls definitely can occur. And we're going to turn our attention to why are falls so why are they so serious?
Okay, well, one of every three adults age 65 and older suffers from a fall. And when that happens, people tend to get more protective of their movements and become more sedentary. And actually, that's putting them at greater risk for a successive fall. And we also know that one out of every five falls causes a serious injury, and by that, that means broken bone, a head injury, and the cost for hospitalization from those are well into the tens of thousands, approaching six figures for that. And the trends right now show that, according to the CDC, that by 2030 there will be 7 fall deaths every hour if the current trends continue. And so that's a statistic that we want to help everyone avoid becoming part
That's
of.
yeah. And I think even so, you think of the financial burden of a fall and everything else, but a fall could change your life, especially in the older age. It could definitely change your way of
Right.
living forever. So taking it serious is definitely, and what you guys do is awesome to bring awareness and help people stay in their homes. But who are we really talking about when it
Yeah.
comes to paying attention for
Well, this
falls?
is for everybody today. I know that people tend to think it's for seniors or for someone else, someone older than them, but it really is for everyone. I will just share that about this time a couple of years ago. One morning I'm stepping out and fell on black ice. And, it was a surprise to have that at 6 o'clock in the morning, my second step of the day. But, I had a wrist fracture. And, it's a little embarrassing to have to admit it, here today. But this is really for everyone. Those just things that may appear to be common sense, but that we do need reminded of, especially as because one of these mornings, we will wake up and that Wisconsin winter will be out there, and we need to be careful.
Well, black ice is also taking me down as I was talking on the phone, not paying attention, and slipped on black ice and sprained my ankle. And
Wow.
I still have issues to this day. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It definitely is everybody. When it comes to the winter and it's cold outside, that kind of just adds another component to
Right.
falls.
Right, yeah. Inside the house, there's things year round that people need to watch for. So, wet floors, especially outside of the shower and bath, people can consider having some mats there tacked down. I have an issue at the new place I've purchased. The kitchen sink just seems to, something about it, there just seems to be water on the floor regularly. So, I'm down there mopping that up. So, that's another place that people can look for things. That's just one of the things that people may think I'll come back to that, I'll get that, but really, if you leave that there, you could end up with a slip. Slippers are something comfortable to wear, but they really can cause slips and trips, so we suggest people have solid footwear in the house and certainly outside of the house, something that is, boots with traction and things of that nature. Another suggestion would be to have handy places to hold on to. So handrails, of course, we always talk about grab bars here, but having something, available to help keep you upright is also important.
I do want to throw into you put out more rugs, throw rugs and things. While that does save you a time for mopping, that is also adding a risk to
Right.
falls as
Yeah,
well.
you want to have the ones with the backing or otherwise get or have someone put, the backing on that can keep that down. You don't want raised edges. That's, a sign that it's not quite ready to go. So everything flat down.
I like this next piece here. check your pride at the door when you head outside.
Right. Just so as we've talked about, fall's emotionally, loaded, a little bit embarrassing. So we just want to try to prevent that. It's okay to use handrails when they're there at steps. Another thing then would be to try to bundle the trips together. If you've got one appointment, try to bundle your next trip with that as well, so that you're just exposing yourself a little bit less to the elements. And also carrying the minimum is another thing. How much do you need to take out with you? Can you have a little less? Can you put something on your back or push a cart? But how much do you really have to have? And to know that you're safe, you need to be able to see where you're going. And of course, it's good to have, a hand or two available.
Absolutely.
And just take the time. Take the time this winter.
If people want to get in contact with you guys, more information, maybe some home modification, whatever the case may be, how can we get started?
Yep, call is the best, 274-7900. And you can get direct in touch. We'll go over, each particular person's situation. We always do that, free phone consult and really get into what's going on there and make sure that that we're the right ones to help. And we're happy to do that.
And you got to hit up the website. I mean, if you guys haven't been out to the website, they got a lot of great tips there.
Yep.
Plus, we've been doing this for a while.
Right.
We have shared some really great tips in and outside. So check those out as well through our website, fitchfordwi.gov, or head over to Independent Living. Danielle, thank you so much.
Okay,
I'm sorry you fell. And, yep, I checked my ego at the door that night, too, when I was sitting at the ER, looking down like, this happened. So it happens.
So it happens, and
Mm-hmm.
we'd like to hear from people before that happens and help them set things up. But if it happens after, just know that we're part of the solution. We're there to keep you independent and just make those minor adjustments that'll help people do that.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for
welcome.
coming on board for another year. To everybody, hi at Independent Living, and look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you.
All right. This is Danielle from Independent Living. We will take a quick break. You are watching Talking Fitchburg.